Technologic.
Marketing Tech Blog.
Technologic. Buy it, use it, break it.
I thought for a second there you said Nooks and Grannies. That was a website that I try to avoid. I want to discuss the infographic that came out from Oracle Eloqua. That's always a weird name now.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. I wish they would just say
It's a tongue twister.
Oracle.
Oracle.
Orca. I mean,
But they actually did a massive interview of marketers across the country and asked them what their challenges was. And I think this rings true whether you're a corporate, a large corporation, all the way down to whether you're a small business when it comes to marketing. And it really speaks to why this is why Edge of the Web Radio is an ongoing show, and it's ongoing, and the work is never done. It's always going. I think one of the biggest mistakes that companies make, we just had one ask us for a proposal, and they came back and they said, well, no, we're just looking for a new website. And we said, okay, well, go elsewhere.
Yeah.
Go look at a theme site or something and go buy a theme. Because marketing is not a brochure.
No, it's not.
Marketing is an entire strategy, and your website really is truly another salesperson for you that should be changing over time, educating, talking to customers, doing all of the right things. So the infographic came out, and you can find it on the site, but talks about, and I'm going to start with the bottom up, the top 3 challenges facing marketers today. So the first one is the need to achieve faster and more relevant touch points within the market. Speed, basically, and more. And so this is a lesson to everybody out there, is that if you have a static website that you have to, call your guy, to change the HTML on and to do this, and it's built in Dreamweaver, gosh, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Get on a content management system that you can always be changing, always be adjusting, always be, and I know that's the first thing that you guys do with clients, and it's the essential because it provides you the ability to move really fast. That when you need to get a white paper up on it, boom, it's up. When you need to get a new landing page, boom, it's up. You can just get that stuff done. And then more relevant touch points. The great thing about a CMS is that you can integrate it with social, and you can integrate it, and you can have all the search engine capabilities and rich snippets and everything that we're talking about. So your website has to be this machine that can run as fast as possible, to make these changes. The second one was difficulty measuring ROI. Now, one of the things that I'll say about that is it's getting clearer. I don't know if you've seen like the cross-channel analytics in Google and stuff. They're doing a great job of showing, well, the person didn't convert on SEO, but SEO brought him to the site, and things like that. And it's opening people's eyes that social and search and all of these different features are having a lot more impact than people ever realized they are.
I think it's also changing the age-old concept of ROI.
Yes.
This phrase was mentioned to me a couple of years back. ROO, return on objective, as actually can still be monetized, and it can still be a huge value, but it gets marketers and C-level ownership of businesses aligned in a little bit different way, because it's not just that bottom line, it's you're wanting to affect this.
Yeah.
This is how we're going to use all these tools to do it.
And I always tell people, like, it's not, are you measuring the response rate on that tweet and how many it's the trend.
Right.
It's that, oh my gosh, I noticed that now we have doubled the amount of people followers on Twitter. And I noticed that we have a lot more referrals to the site. And I noticed that our sales went up,
Right.
And now, get with an agency like Site Strategics to backwards engineer that. They can help you, use campaign codes and use the right things to be able to measure that. But it is still a challenge, and I think it's one that is going to stay with us, honestly. And then the last one was increased difficulty to making an offer and timing of the message specific to the customer. So this is another big one that we've been talking about a lot lately, that, the batch and blast email, pattern. One, if you don't have an email, just take your website down. You really need to have that touch point, that push touch point that keeps people coming back to your brand and back to your website.
People might not be ready to buy right now.
Absolutely. And you don't have to write a whole email, right? You can, you guys do it. You repurpose content from your site and put it in the email. So some people digest it by going to the site. Some people digest it by going to YouTube and subscribing to the channel. Some people do it by email. And so having that email is absolutely imperative. And what's becoming more imperative is less batch and blast type patterns, and more of this customer lifecycle marketing. And that's where I came to your site, and a day later I got this, and a week later I got this, and 3 weeks later I got this. And you're seeing every major email marketing company now moving to that.
Has to, because that's what's happening naturally. See, we're trying to put some sort of unnatural measurement on a life cycle or an interaction level. It's not just that one action, it's a number of different series of actions that any consumer interacts upon, and you have to be able to get them right there in that space. We have sponsors right on Interactive who do a fantastic job of this, and Troy, one of the CEO of the company, always says it, that the funnel is kind of dead, and that's that. It's not that you have one funnel and everybody comes in and some customers come out. It's that you have all these different paths, infinite paths to get the customer, the prospect, to become a customer. So you have to start engaging and start thinking about, an email blast is my schedule. It's not the customer's schedule. So we're guilty of it too. All I do is batch and blast right now, and we're trying to think about how we can foster this. And so it's easy. It's easy to do that in that perspective. It's a little bit more difficult to try to get that dialogue going.
Yeah, absolutely. But these are the types of things that, like I said, at the top of the best companies in the world, they're struggling with this as well. And if you're a small business owner, this is absolutely a struggle too. And so that's why it's so important. The other piece to this that I think is so important, and this is the last thing I want to mention, is everybody is getting a helping hand. So this said, with so many emerging challenges, modern marketers are increasingly turning to third-party suppliers to aid with their marketing campaigns. Now, the caveat to that is satisfaction ratings aren't where they need to be. It's like 5.8 out of 10. But the fact is that you really do need to partner up with a site strategics or
specialist,
a specialist to help you with this. And it's just like you said, it's exercise, right?
Right.
You don't become an Olympic, champion without a coach.
Right.
And that's what working with an agency does for you.
Excellent. Well, thanks, Doug, for Marketing Tech Blog. How can they find you, Doug?
MarketingTechBlog.com, or on Twitter, MKTG Tech Blog, or me, Douglas Carr, with a K, Karr. And then on Facebook, just search for Marketing Tech Blog.
You're always bringing a unique perspective in today's internet landscape. Thank you so much. It's great to be able to hear this. And check out Marketing Tech Blog, because they've got a huge, an enormous slew of information, of tools, of trends that are happening on a regular basis.